What's happening, Black Enterprise? I'm here with Q. We're in the heart of Brooklyn. We're at Sir D's. I'm excited to be here with Q. This gentleman right here is a phenomenal man, a phenomenal person, and I'm excited for him to be able to tell a Black Enterprise, BE Modern Man audience about himself, about the work that he's done, about the work that he is doing. He is the curator and brainchild of currency exchange, man. I got a few dollars out here, and it's, to me, it's all about keeping the dollars invested and spread within our community.
Yes.
He's also instrumental in kind of the brainchild behind Carter Magazine, where hip hop meets
history.
Yeah, man. Where hip hop meets history, and so we're gonna have just a beautiful conversation. We're gonna go from online to online just reading to a little more of an engaging video series here with Q, and he's gonna talk about everything he's doing. I appreciate you for taking time out to do this.
Yeah, man, you definitely came on time on set. You know, the first season of episodes of Currency Exchange here at Sir D's Lounge, which is an amazing place in Park Slope, Brooklyn, and the history behind here, Black-owned business, and you know, the love and the energy you get here is great. So I commonly come here and get work done, and it was just apropos to do a show starting off here. You know,
good.
and you know, I know upon the shoulders of where Black Enterprise stand on. So I'm honored to, you know, be a part of your segment and who you represent, man.
And I'm honored and I'm humbled to be able to sit next to you. You know, you talked about Sir D's being a Black-owned business. Tell me a little bit about yourself and just a little bit about who you are and the work that you've been able to do.
Oh, okay. Well, Carter Magazine came about back in 2011. And we launched February 1st, 2011 in honor of Dr. Carter G. Woodson, founder of Black History Month. So we're about our glorious past and prosperous future. You will get post every day on a today in history, infused with hip hop culture. So we're the evolution of revolution, and where history and hip hop meet. And so prior to that, a few years before that, in 2007, leading up to 2011, we produced a documentary called Bridging the Gap Between History and Hip Hop, Black Wall Street. And we wanted to educate the culture of this community in Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma that was flourishing and being self-sufficient during the time of Jim Crow laws and segregation. And from that movement, I went on tour to interview people and I asked one question: how can we recreate Black Wall Street within the culture of hip hop? And I was hearing all types of ideas and, you know, people engaging in conversations and debates. And I knew the situation and the solution wouldn't just be one thing. However, if I can be an attribute to a part of the big solution, I needed to create something that had substance. And in 2011, the idea of Carter came into fruition.
And that's a beautiful thing. And so when we think about Black Wall Street, we think about what our people were able to do in Oklahoma. You know, we had our own banks, we had our own business, we had our own churches, we were self-sufficient, we had our own grocery stores, we had all of this stuff where we were exchanging and investing monies within our own community. Where do you see that relating to where we are in present time?
Well, you know, I see the evolution of evolving upon the shoulders of our ancestors who wanted more for us happening, and how it's happening with people like myself and you coming in front of the camera and creating a media outlet to meet interesting people and to express and exchange that currency. This is why we created the news show Currency Exchange, for this dialogue to happen. We have this conversation a lot behind the scenes.
Right.
However, we know that we wanted to bring in the forefront this type of currency exchange of knowledge and wealth amongst each other and bring awareness to buildings such as this and people and brands that we want people to be familiar with. And in doing that, we knew that this was a part of a bigger solution. And this is our attribute to that. We feel with this currency exchange and the things that we're going to develop behind the scene with an app is going to really push forward the evolution of revolution, and all people are welcome. And we look to just bring awareness to what's happening, within history and hip hop culture.
One thing that you said about currency that I just picked up, and it's almost like a double entendre. You're using the word currency with two different meanings.
Yes.
And I love that. It's beautiful. So it's not just about it's not just about the dollars.
Right.
You said it's
The
about
dollar
awareness.
matter.
The dollar matter,
Yeah.
definitely matter, but it's about creating that awareness
Yes.
on how we can create that influx of commitment, exchange of that dollar, and an awareness of how that works.
Yes.
I think that's an important thing.
Thank you.
So tell me, when did you make that decision that this is what you wanted to do, and this is the type of information and dialogue that you wanted to be able to exchange within our community?
Well, I had a conversation with my business partner, Kevin Haskell, and he had tapped into something like this years ago, and he had created a show, All My Hood. And it was before his time. And, we became business partners in, recent time. And he would talk about these conversations of when he went to local businesses trying to promote and stuff. And, a lot of times we all tend to do this. We'll obtain this information because it's not present every day in our conversation. We tend not to reflect on the knowledge that we did obtain. And he's seen the opportunity of bringing it back out. And he's seen it in the face of Carter. He was like, yo, we need to do this again, but I see it through the vision you had in Carter. And I think now is the time to bring it back out. And from that moment, I was like, okay, let's put a tight team together who share that same passion, because it's just not our movement. It's there's no I, it's we, and it's not mine, it's ours. So we wanted to put a group of people together, and where we have brother Chris, brother Joey, we got Kevin, we got a young, talented young man by the name of Andrew, who's on board as a intern and an amazing writer in journalism. And we got Carlene Wright, and we got Queen Walker in this group, and we got more people jumping on board, like yourself, who honestly, I know you'll be a great attribute to what we're doing, and vice versa, whatever we can do for you. And so this movement is about creating this barter, this nepotism, this type of currency of energy and exchange and knowledge and wealth. And I see it as the beginning of something. I don't feel we are the solution. We are part of something that's going to be bigger than this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know if y'all caught that, but he said it's not I, it's we. It's not mine, it's ours. I'm taking that one. I just gotta let you know. I'm gonna take. You might see that somewhere. I'm gonna give you the credit. But
I appreciate it.
But I love that, man. It's not I, it's we. It's not mine, it's ours.
Yes.
How do leaders like yourself break through the static within the media world? We have so many different media outlets, so many different media resources, and people are going here and here and here and here. So how are you building that brand where it's separating you as a leader within the industry?
Oh man, well, definitely you calling me a leader is something that I don't see. However, I appreciate it because I'm a fan first. So I'm always looking through the eyes of a lens of person who is hungry for knowledge, who yearns for what's the next thing. And so I see it as something where we can create off the ideas of what we share and build off of each idea without using the word but.
Right.
So my whole attitude in life is always being mindful of what I say and not using words that can cripple an idea but create. So as you telling me certain ideas that you see, whether it's the double entendre and currency, and I'm like, yeah, to add to that will be if you create this along with that and we do this, we could then move forward and push on the ideas and the creativity that we have. And so that's a part of, to answer what you asked, that's a part of my way of looking at things is always as a fan.
Right.
Always stay hungry. I'm not controlled by ratings. I'm not controlled by the analytics, although they're there. But I'm controlled off of the energy. That's my control, is what I put in the universe and what I want back. You know, so if I want that image to be positive, or I want that image to be fly and fresh, and I like to wake up in the morning, you get that alert, that Carter Post of Today in History, you see how it's captured with the verbiage that's behind it. It's like dropping a dope verse and walk away from it. It's like let it fly, you know, and cats be like, yo, who's that? That's ill right there.
Right.
And I don't need to say no more, because each day you're gonna get that. It's a continuous thing, that's a habit, and we like to have that habit amongst the people.
Listen, when we first talked about, you know, where hip hop meets history, or history meets hip hop, you know, just thinking about how you were distributing that to, you know, your audience, how you were giving that to the audience. I mean, I became an instant fan.
Oh man, thank you.
And because what it really does, I think for our audience and for the, you know, even you know, our generation, the millennials, even, you know, the younger boys and girls coming up, is it draws that connection where they can see hip hop, or they can see stuff that they're interested in, but also you know, it's almost subconsciously getting some history,
Right.
which I think is just phenomenal.
You tapped into it.
It's phenomenal, and they're tapping into the history of not just hip hop, but of our Black culture.
Yes.
Without even, you know, sometimes realizing. It's almost like, you know, how we say, if you knew your books like you knew those words to that song, it's almost like that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
In a way, and I think that's an awesome thing. And you know, so tell me about some of the different things that you and your team and your group is doing within the community. You know, with some of these younger BE modern men that are coming up, some of these younger hopefuls that you know, are still in middle school, high school, that are looking to make a difference. What are some of those things that you're doing and that they could be a part of?
One major thing that we're doing is being a great listener. You know, we've been in situations where I've gone to career days, and instead of me speaking about me, I will reverse it on them.
Absolutely.
Because I want to meet the next best thing. So I would go in there with the attitude, a quick intro of who I am, and then I want to sit back and hear what you guys are about, or what you're interested in. And I know, because I stay connected in hearing the voice talk to me, so the information I provide is fed off the audience in which I feed to. So that's a technique that I share, that I don't want to claim as my own, because I want you to share it. I want everyone to be able to use that technique. Is, you know, no longer that old adage, seen but not heard to the youth. We should just close that away and come to next time you have a career day, or you there speaking and representing the brand that you do. Yeah, announce who you are. Tell it, you know, what you're about. But then reverse it on them. Become the great listener. What are you interested in? What do you want to do? Create a contest, and whoever has the best idea, I will produce it. I will get behind your vision. That's empowering a movement.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, with a lot of the things that are going on and taking place today, especially in America, you know, how do you see your story? How do you see what you are doing as? How do you see that as changing the narrative around Black men of color specifically, and how do you see what you're doing helping to push us forward and help us get to a place where we're historically aware and we're in the present aware of what's going on?
Well, I pray that we are contributing in a way that's empowering and that's enlightening to a movement. So we focus on the alternative media that you're not subjected to every day. So if there's something that's focused on things such as Black Lives Matter, you know, movement, not a thing, a movement as Black Lives Matter. And if there's any negative imagery and or information about it, we do the total opposite. We focus on the positive thing of the movement. We focus on the purpose of a movement. So, you know, we never harp on the negative imagery. We never harp on the gossip and stuff like that, because you have outlets that's going to provide that for you. You know, their purpose is separate from mine. However, I'm not in the area of agree to disagree. I'm in a movement of balance, because I don't knock what people do. I want to give a healthy alternative and just bring balance to it, you know, and be a part of it, because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of what they do. It's like, you know, I may not be at agreement of how you got successful, but I'm gonna applaud your success. I'm gonna focus on your success and not the things that I may not agree with, but I'm gonna focus on that success. And so that we can have this dialogue now. You can never say, oh, he doesn't like what I do. No, I'm very proud of your success. How can we work together? Because I'll never harp on something that I may disagree with. However, no one's perfect. And I don't feel I have the greatest idea of anything. We all have flaws. However, let's focus on the things that we can build. Because I'd rather have open dialogue than no dialogue at all.
Thank you. I think that's important, just being able to have that conversation, honest, genuine conversation. A lot of what we see, we're in a social world, so a lot of stuff that we see might not be what it really is. So having that genuine, that honest conversation is something that's important to me, and I appreciate you for being able to have that with our audience and our readers. Thank you. My last question for you: just what is a BE modern man to you?
A BE modern man is one that's not afraid to be themselves. No judgment, self-love, confidence in what you do. Measure your success and what success is for you. Everyone's success is different. It doesn't make yours less or more. We all go down the same path. Some take a different road to get there. It doesn't mean if it's long or short. As long as we're on that same road to where we want to go. And if you go back, I got a rope to throw behind to pull you back up, boy. That's the currency I like, because everybody wins with me. Yeah, that's the mind.
I love it.
Oh, man,
I appreciate you for allowing me to come to Sir D's here in Brooklyn and sit beside you and soak up some of that knowledge. BE Modern Man, we love this movement. We're going to keep this thing going on.
Man,
our tagline is, it's our ordinary to be extraordinary. And we're sitting beside somebody that is an extraordinary man, a great representative of what the BE Modern Man campaign is all about. And just real quick, can you let us know where we can find you online, on social media? Where can we get to you?
Yeah, if you go online, we're at carter-mag.com. And on social media, it's at cartermagazine.com. And you can check out some of the things that we've produced and been behind in partnership, like Harlem Noise, which is at Harlem Noise on Instagram. And we have Alb, as short for Alb Square Mall. We actually own the domain name, albsquaremall.com, which is a lot of history in Brooklyn. But yeah, definitely check us out and be inspired every day by today's history. So it's about our glorious past and prosperous future at Carter Magazine.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
All day.
All right.
Yep.